Good day. Here we are now with race number 6 on Gold Cup Day. The Premier's Champions Stakes, Grade 1, over the 1600 meters. Let's have a look at the betting first. Here we have number 11, Tempting Fate, 2 to 1. 11 to 2, No Breeze. 13 to 2, Catch 22. 7 to 1, Validus. Red 10, 18 to 1. 10 to 1, sorry, 15 to 1, Willow Express, Portico 16 to 1, Fast Love 18 to 1, Crimson Keys 20 to 1, Native Tongue 25 to 1, 20 to 1 Pure Self, Kingsley's Heart 33 to 1, Sent by Destiny 55 to 1, and 66 to 1 Fight Song. So let us have a look at the field. We start off with race number one, which is um, Fast Love. Fast Love is ridden by Grant Funicak and by Glenn Cotson Stable. Now, this horse did debut on the Poly over 1400 meters with Marcus on board, where he duly won with fastest 400 to finish 23.7 over the 1400 meters. And then last time in a small future at Greyville, he ran on, he didn't run on, he was thereabouts, 3 lanes behind Gold Season. Um, if you play larger quartets, please include this horse into your big sixes. Grant Van drawn one, he's a big race jockey. And just the fact that Marcus was on this horse on his first 2 rides shows them that Glenn Cotson did think a lot of this horse. Pure Self that won its maiden last time, beating Kingsley's Heart. I'll talk about Kingsley's Heart just now. He's also in this field. And one is not sure where, the ability of this horse. He had another run over the 1600 meters. So Pure Self from draw 2 could be a surprise in this race. I think currently at, what's the betting on Pure Self? Here we are. 28 to 1. Then we have Native Tongue. Now, I know Native Tongue is one of your massive outsiders. Did run well over the 12 and the 1300 meters. But this horse by Silvano Me, Master of My Fate, I would be thinking would be looking for this distance. And I can tell you over the years, I've seen a lot of horses, outsiders, winning this race. The reason being that a lot of them have never tried the distance, and you're not sure about the distance, that specific horse capability on that distance. So, and being trained by Justin Snape and Richard Fourie, um, definitely a horse that I will include in my larger. If I play a pick six, my larger pick six, I would include this horse. Although this horse is at a long price. Here we have Breeze drawn 4. He did won the future on July Day on the 1400 meters. Um, Came from behind, ran on well to beat Portico, and is definitely a contender in this race again, not to be left out. Here we have Catch 22. Now, Catch 22 is walking around with a very big reputation. When he won that day, beating Ring 10, and the preview, they said that this horse has got a lot of ability. They do expect a lot from this horse in the future. So with Lorena drawn 5, I would think definitely a serious runner in this race. Sent by Destiny, was Master of My Fate by Badgerland Me. I would think that this horse would be looking for even longer distances. Now, it did run in the race behind Love Bomb, and it is a filly against the Colts. So I think Sent by Destiny is going to maybe find it a bit hard against the Colts and Geldings, and ran, but did ran well a little bit on behind a Love Bomb. But I do think the Colts and Geldings is going to be a bit too strong for this horse. Here we have Red 10 by Lucifer Ford, out of a Windrush Mare, Madam Rooney. Red 10 did run second to Catch 22. Now a little bit further, so we'll have to improve to beat Catch 22, but you never know. You know, things go wrong in a race, and then the other horse, another horse can pick up the pieces. Here we have Kingsley's Heart. Now, when Kingsley's Heart won its maiden, I did a preview on that race on that day, and I said to the people that don't worry about the 1160. This horse on this breeding would be looking for far longer distances. So then that day the horse went over 16 to 1. He was 66 to 1 when I gave it to the people. And a few guys actually listened to me and made a few rand on Kingsley's Heart. That finished 8 lengths behind Catch 22 over the 1400 meters, but I do think the 1400 meters might be a different, it might be too short for his horse. But even on the 1600 meters, to make up 8 lengths over 200 meters is going to be a bit of a hard task. So Kingsley's Heart might find a few horses stronger in this race. Crimson King, I do think that the stablemate number one is a stronger contender. So I would pass this one by, but not without a chance. I can maybe eat my words afterwards. But I do think the stable companion has got a better chance of finishing in front of Crimson Kings. Here we have Portico from draw 10. Now we're going into the wider draws, and that always makes it difficult. I must admit, on that race behind the breeze, I didn't give Portico much of a chance, as I was under the impression that this horse, is going to be more of a sprinter. But then he ran on well over the 1400 meters, and therefore I don't think the 1600 meters should be a problem. So Portico definitely inclusion in all your play, drawn a little bit wide, but has got the champion jockey Warren Kennedy on board. So definitely a horse that needs to be included in whatever you play. Now here we have Tempting Fate, who is still unbeaten over, and but there's one race over 1100 and 1200 meters. Now, guys, I am now in this business since I was 13 years old. I'm turning 60 in a few days' time, and I can tell you this: I've seen over the years in this specifically in this race, where horses go from a 1200 meters to a 1600 meters. And then they price up this 1200 meters, and then this horse at one over 1200 meters. And this horse now is now the favorite, but this race is over 1600 meters. And please don't get me wrong. I don't say this horse cannot win this race. But it's going to be a tough task from a draw 11 to being a sprinter. Now all of a sudden going over the 1600 meters. I know Dennis Dreyer is not a fool. He's trained a lot of horses over the years, but I've just got a feeling that Tempting Fate might be more of a sprinter than a middle distance horse. Miss October, I remember won a few sprint races, and that is by far. Yeah, so we are looking to get the stamina, maybe from Master of My Fate, yes. But I do feel that there are horses that can be Tempting Fate. Definitely, I won't be rushing to go to take the 2-1 on Tempting Fate at the bookmakers. So let's have a look at some of the other horses. Number 12, Valdez. I do think that this is a serious runner. You know, over the years, this breeding dynasty by Jetmaster mares that have produced really serious runners. This horse debuted behind Tempting Fate over the 1200 meters. And then when they put it over the 1600 meters, it won easily. The only problem being the draw 12. But I'm sure Valdez will be there when the photos are taken. So let us then look at number 13, Willow Express. Now, to me, but for the draw, this would have been by far, I would have said this is a certainty. Willow Magic is going to be a serious talent. This is by a Western winter mare, Delmonica. Delmonica has thrown nice winners. This horse went to Cape Town and debuted behind Tempting Fate, battled to quicken. Then again over the 1000 meters, nothing to come. Then they put it over the 1400 meters poly, and the horse wins, never in doubt. Then over the 1200 meters again, always chasing. And then over the, behind the breeze, made progress, was the third fastest 400 to finish. And I'm telling you, this 1600 meters will suit Willow Express even better. Only problem for Lyle Hewitson would be to overcome the draw, but it's not an impossible task. So for me, this is the outsider I'm looking to win this race because, as I said, over the years, outsiders has won this race. Willow Express currently at 15-1, very nice outsider. Yes, and then we have Mr. Piers Strydom, my favorite jockey, running from draw 14. Unfortunately, he couldn't do the interview. He just was too busy. But he said to me, he's going to win on each. He's going to try and win on each of his rides. This horse won over the Polly, but it's by Dynasty May. And I know the horse is 66-1 in the betting, but this horse I will definitely include into my play because this horse was easy at the start. It was slower away, and it still managed to get up, running fastest 400 to finish. So, Mr. Stradom, you will definitely be in my pick six. Um, Guys, this is a very open race. A lot of horses with chances. Yeah, if you can load up as much as possible. I'm not sure that Tempting Fate is going to be your banker for the day. It's not going to be my banker. But if you want to take a chance, good luck. But definitely, I won't be banking Tempting Fate in my pick six. I can't say cannot win. I might land up with egg after my face on my face after the race, but so be it. So that concludes the preview of race number 6.